Kala Hawadla Yahweh Shamir Shai Shamakakudash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule and teach well. Peace and salutations to the brothers on the four corners of this earth, pushing this word in truth. Also in sincerity and brother Manatazak saying Shalom. It's another video. And we'll just get straight into it, right? It says Netanyahu orders Israeli military to ethnically cleanse Gaza City. Now, before we proceed, for all the ones who playing dumb and daft, let me Google ethnic cleansing and see what happens, what comes up. Just bear with me a moment, like page load up. Uh-huh. Alright, ethnic cleansing. Alright. So as you can see here, this is two definitions we have, but one source is from Wikipedia. So we go straight to the Wikipedia, right? Alright, ethnic cleansing. Ethnic cleansing is the systematic, forced removal of ethnic, racial, or religious groups from a given area with the intent of making the society ethnically homogeneous. Alright, let me see what homogeneous means here now. Homogeneity and heterogeneity are concepts relating to the uniformity of a substance, process, or image. A homogeneous feature is uniform in composition or character, alright? So basically, they want to make society homogeneous, ethnically homogeneous, meaning what? Meaning what? They want to make it their own, alright? Their belief, their system, their control, their people. Along with the direct removal, along with direct removal, such as deportation or population transfer, i.e., slavery. It also includes indirect methods aimed at forced migration by, listen to this, coercing the victim group to flee, and this that was song like the Masada Mountains. Brothers and you should go understand what I'm saying. And preventing its return, such as murder, rape, and property destruction. Both the definition and charge of ethnic cleansing is often disputed with some researchers, including and others excluding coercive assimilation or mass killings as a means of depopulating an area of a particular group, or calling it a euphemism for genocide or cultural genocide, basically. So they're wiping out a race. That's what they're doing. Right? Ethnic cleansing is wiping out a race in layman's terms. Alright, let me get on with the article and give you precepts. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has ordered the military to ethnically cleanse Gaza City, approving a desperate plan to fully occupy urban areas and displace Palestinians in mass, despite warnings that this escalation will likely result in the deaths of remaining captives held by Hamas. Right, so he's sacrificing young people. This ruthless strategy, seemingly designed to eliminate any hope of negotiation, reflects Netanyahu's apparent willingness to sacrifice hostages in a bid to crush resistance after failed famine and pressure campaigns. In a stark admission, Israeli army chief of Staff Eyal Zamir cautioned the Secretary Cabinet that delving deeper into sensitive zones heightens the peril to captives, stating the deeper we go into sensitive areas, the greater the risk to the hostages. Yet he endorsed the move amid growing desperation. The Cabinet's approval comes as previous tactics, including imposed starvation, have failed to force Hamas's hand, pushing Israel toward total conquest of Gaza City, where hostages might be located. This high-stakes gamble not only endangers lives, but also risks international backlash, underscoring the government's prioritization of territorial control over humanitarian concerns in the ongoing conflict. So basically, yeah, they don't care about human rights, right? They were territorial controls. Like, yeah. The GrayZone.com reports the Hostages and Missing Families Forum that advocates for the captives went even further, proclaiming that the Israeli government sentenced the living hostages to death and the fallen hostages to disappear, announcing a takeover of Gaza. Hamas too has cautioned that the maximalist Israeli plan will place the 10 or so remaining captives in mortal danger. Netanyahu's plan to expand the aggression confirmed beyond any doubt that he seeks to get rid of his captives and sacrifice them, the Palestinian resistance group declared. For the most influential members of Israel's messianic fascist government, the captives present a final obstacle to the total victory agenda, which can only be fulfilled with the defeat of Hamas, the annexation of northern Gaza, and expulsion of much of Gaza's population. Bezalel Smotrich, the fanatical finance minister who forms the linchpin of Netanyahu's coalition, has openly argued that returning the captives through negotiation was not the most important thing. Israel's Channel 13 reported this August 7 that Smotrich sabotaged a hostage deal back when Israel's military intelligence apparatus backed by Israel's military intelligence apparatus, joining with Netanyahu to unleash carnage across Gaza in flagrant violation of US brokered ceasefire. Now, with the full conquest of Gaza on the horizon, he and his allies are presented with traumatizing opportunity. Slovakia tantalizing. Forgive me for all the slips of tongue, and I'm extremely tired. It's almost midnight. I've been up since 5:30. Slovakia, forgive my brothers. Right, tantalizing opportunity to wipe out the remaining Israeli captives in Gaza. In the interview, would fully deprive Hamas of its negotiation leverage and clear the way. Israel's military first demonstrated its willingness to kill large numbers of its own citizens when it implemented the Mass Hannibal Directive on October 7, 2023. The purpose of the free fire orders, which led to the destruction of scores of vehicles containing Jewish Israeli captives heading toward Gaza, and the killing of possibly hundreds of Israeli citizens, was to limit the enemy's ability to extract political concessions through a hostage deal in the months that followed. Israeli strikes killed at least 20 captives inside Gaza and wounded or threatened over 50 others, according to an investigation by Reuters. The Israeli paper neglected to include the wife and young children of Yadin Bibas, a former captive, who acknowledged while in captivity that his family had been an Israeli airstrike. For Israel's government, a handful of captives remaining inside Gaza, an inconvenient political obstacle to total victory, the mass Hannibal directive that began on October 7th may soon be completed. Right, so yeah, they don't mind killing their own to accomplish the agenda. So when you think that they wouldn't do this to their own, Edom wouldn't do this to Edom, they wouldn't feel. So okay, they wouldn't feed them poison to get them sick and kill them. They wouldn't do this. They wouldn't poison the air, the water, because hey, them people, them own kind have to drink and eat from it too. Hey, no, they don't give a fuck. Right? They don't give a finger in the middle. Scripture said the least of the flock will join them up. Look, the smallest tribe in the entire nation. Look at what these people doing. Right? The so-called Israelis. Right? Oh, look, here's some precepts here. Alright. Go to the book of Wisdom of Solomon. Chapter 1 and verse 9. It says, "For inquisition shall be made into the counsels of the ungodly, and the sound of his words shall come unto the Lord for the manifestation of his wicked deeds." You understand? The wicked deeds could be uncovered. So all was on the fence about it. How the man of the Lord, the true man of the Lord, we are not organified. You understand? They are do what they are do, let them do it. This is the will of the Lord. Nevertheless, this goes to show to the fucking, I don't even know what to call them. Let's call them two things because that's what they are. Who support the support the so-called white man, who will die giving his life gladly for the so-called white man. Right? That is what did we do the closest thing to their kind. At least looks wise, I should say. Right? Look at what they're doing. The motherfucker, fuck that. Yeah, according to the article, look at what they're doing to their own kind. Just to accomplish their agenda. They slaughtering them. 100 citizens and hostages. You understand? They blow up the vehicles while it was heading back to Gaza to secure them. Look at fucking that. You understand? So you see the kind of man we're dealing with here now. So we know that this is the wicked that the scriptures keep bringing up. The wicked man, that wicked wretch, so on and so forth. Right? That old serpent. You know? And now everything is being made, is coming full circle. So that even the doubters, as the article says, without a doubt. And that is why in the entitled video, if you don't know now, you know. Because it is there. Right? And it still go have people that support them and will gladly lay down for the life of them likewise, same way, in a heartbeat. It's Isaiah 26 and verse 21. "For behold, Yahweh cometh out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity. The earth also shall disclose the blood and shall no more cover her slain." Everything will be revealed. Because in the wisdom of Solomon, they talk about, you know what I mean, everything will be manifest. The wicked deeds will be manifest before the Lord. And in Isaiah, it said, the Lord come out of his place to punish mankind, basically. You understand, for the wicked deeds. And the earth will uncover our blood. Meaning that ain't nothing would be hid. Everything would be known. And and this and all is a prophecy. Things being made known. Nothing is covered up. Everything in plain sight. Is that you believe it or you don't fucking believe it? You know, is that you have the oil salve or you don't? Is that your lamp trimmed or they not? Is that you have oil for your lamp or you don't? Right? as I say, is irrefutable evidence that hey, these men are wicked and they are hell bent on bringing their agenda to completion with a rapid succession, even if it costs them their own. There is no problem to them. Right? Go to Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach, chapter 10, verse 9. Maybe it's saying there. I will start from 8. The point is in 9. I will jump from 8. It says, because of the unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches cut by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. So you know that, hey, this kingdom, the rule they have on this kingdom, because they do rule this kingdom, they make the laws, they break the laws, right? They break and make the laws that govern this planet right now, right? But we know the Most High laws still stand up to this day, but they make and break the laws that govern society today, if you understand what I mean, right? So they break the laws, and that is why, you know what I mean, unrighteous dealings, but basically going back on your word, that is a lie, a line, more or less. And we know they just love to broker peace treaties and deals with loopholes for them to jump through. And that is one of the main trademarks. Which is gotten by deceit. When was he ever truthful? You understand? So we know the kingdom will be translated from one people to another. And as prophecy dictates, that people to rule next is us. Alright? Verse 9. It says, why is the earth and the ashes proud? Why is the lowly proud? There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man. For such and one set it out his own soul to sale, because while he liveth, he casteth away his bowels. Yeah, you understand? They willing to do anything, because why they covetous, they just want. You understand? They were Gaza, you know. So you want to kill everybody, even we own day, because we one day. That is wickedness. Covetousness is wickedness. Alright? Bring a final precept here in the book of Habakkuk 2. I'll go direct to the point 4 and 5, verse 4 and 5, right? It says, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith, by his belief system. And the works and the videos is part of showing your faith as well, right? Verse 5, it says, yea, also because he transgressed by wine and doctrine, he is a proud man, neither keep it at home. Yeah, you don't keep at home, Mike, you always want something somebody else have. Yeah, here the next line. Who enlargeth his desires hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied. Yeah, you always want. But gathered unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Shall not these take up again and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is his? How long? And to him that laid himself with thick clay. Yeah, how long? How long if you will last? Delighting and taking things that do belong to you that you was not given. And that is why the world is the way it is today. Because the Lord set the prophecies in motion, the prophecies being fulfilled. He's so scrambling to complete the agenda, even if it means wiping out the own. Once that agenda fulfilled. But we know we could rely on divine intervention because we had the truth. Right? You understand? Like, alright, Trump going further into debt, right? To fund a war in the next country. You understand? Because I show them how them work out some deals in exchange for it or whatever. and he go backdoor them and whatever and whatever. And, hey, that is just how that is just the trademark of these people. Right? So I hope the video was informative to the Akim. Right? And to the tutors out there, if you happen to stumble across this video, if you didn't know, now you know that the so-called white man, Esau Edom, is the wicked. Alright? Until next time, shalom.